Hi there, welcome to another Friday night. This week, what we're going to do this week, well, I finish off the little Marples Shamrock Vice. I also finish off a little drill. I'll show you that. I made a little base for it as well. Is that a piece of mahogany? I also conclude the electrolysis that I was doing, do a little review of how that worked out. I'll show a picture of the lathe that I made that part for James, so we'll have that in this week. I don't think there's going to be a lot else because I've been so busy listing and selling tools for a friend that recently passed away, and one of them here is, I was just fixing this up, it was making an awful noise, and I found out the belt on the back is tensioned a bit. I still need to slacken it a little bit. The belt on the back was not tensioned quite right. It's better than it was. It's off at the moment, but I don't think I'll show you any of that. So we'll get on with this week's edition. Right, so conclusions of electrolysis, I suppose we can call this. I've had these bits in here not quite 24 hours, probably 18 hours, and it was just some pieces of surface rusty metal, but I've been playing about with other stuff, and I've had other tools and that in that I've cleaned up. So what I've found is, on the positive electrodes you need a very large surface area, very large, or the surface area of steel that can actually face the parts that you want cleaned. I suppose it wants to be probably proportional, so whatever surface area you've got on the negative, you want to match that with whatever's on the positive. But if you've got bigger surface area on the positive, I would consider that's going to be a plus. If it's a smaller surface area on the positive, it's not going to work so well. And these plates, let's actually turn that off now. So these plates do get gummed up quite easy. Get a lot of gunge, and that actually stops the process working. So leave them in there and take these out. So yeah, these were quite gungy before I put them in. Let's put that out over the way. Let's see if we can pull that through. That's got it. Now these are going to want to go in for a wash. Which I will do next, but they certainly do look better than what they were, and yeah, after a little scrub they'll clean up nice. But this was just an experiment of these, just to see how things would go. There's just some, yeah, see that looks as though that's got rust on there, but it's just like a film and it will scrape off, so they will all be going in to be cleaned. So yeah, I quite like electrolysis. So it takes a bit of experimenting with. I've stirred the solution in the tub part way through the process, just to keep the solution nicely mixed. I've taken off and cleaned these part way through. There's a bit of gunge in the bottom. They get quite gungy, so in fact they get really gungy. But once that crusting gets on there, they lose their ability to conduct the electricity so well. Or well, that's at least what I've found. So yeah, there we go. There is the electrolysis process. Give it a try, I recommend it. Assembly time for the little Marples Shamrock Vice. I think that paint's come up nice enough on there. So, and first we'll put the jaws back on. Come on. That's good. Should do. Greasing them threads. It's going to want a great deal. Do. This piece has nothing there. We have one spring, or one washer, sorry. One spring, and another washer. And then we've got to try and compress that a bit and get this little pin in. So far so good. Through. Yep. So now all we've got to do is just split that. That's it. Knock that over. That'll do. That's not coming out of there. I'll just get a spot of light oil just to a little bit in there, a bit on there, That's nicer. Little pads under there as well. A little wipe of oil. They can go now, can't they? There we are. One nice little Shamrock Vice. Shamrock logo on that side. I'm quite pleased with that, that's come up quite nice. Right, this is that little hand drill that I'm doing up at the moment, and we're getting onto the handles. This is all I could find for the paint that matches them, but there's more than enough in one pot for what I need, so that's had 2 coats on there so far. I filled in the hole that was in there, so now it's ready for a 3rd coat. I might do 4 on this, but as I always do, a bit of 4-0 steel wool and just gently wipe over. I'm not trying to abrade the surface, it's just taking off any little marks on there, like if a piece of dust settled on it while it was trying to dry. So as long as that feels smooth, that's all that needs. So denibbing is, I think, what they call it. That's all it needs. So after this is painted, the crank is painted, and that's painted the normal bright red that I do. The last thing I've got to do is make the new pin that sits through this, that goes onto the crank handle, because the old pin was quite rusty and I didn't think it was much good. So that's the brush there. I think that will do. There we are, we'll leave that to dry, and that's all I've used of that little pot of paint, so I've got more than enough with those two. They should last me a few years if this is all I'm doing, is just these type handles. I've got that Metabo drill that will need the handles doing the same colour, so it will come in handy for that. So the rest of the bits, they're polished up, ready to go. The other crank handle is, or crank wheel is drying. So that'll do for now. Well, we've got this drill pretty much complete now. The only thing remaining before I put it all back together is to replace this little pin that should go through there and fits through onto that. I want to make a new one for it because I'm not happy with this one at all, unless I can get it. I might be actually to get that to clean up. I think I want to try that. I want to clean that up, de-rust it, see if I can peen that back over on there. Yeah, I'm going to try that. At least then it'll all be original, won't it? Oh, here we are at the wire wheel. Doesn't hurt, that wire wheel. You can put your finger on it, it's fine. If any of you were wondering, you don't want to go stabbing your finger on it real hard, but it will abrade your skin. But just a light touch, it's fine. We'll see if we can get that back together. Alright, for that to go in there now, there is it going to go? I think I might take that off. There is a little burr right on the end of this, right on the very end of that. I think that just wants taking down with a file. So we'll see about doing that. I'll come. When I've done that, I'll just run it round with a grinder just very lightly. That fits in there nice, but I'm just going to polish that head up. nice shine on it. Okay, I just need something to set that onto to be able to punch that. I have to figure something out. Hopefully this is going to work. Just got that pin in there. I should be able to sit that over the top. Move that on there. That seems nice and solid. I think that'll do fine. May give that end just a quick polish over. Okay, that's nicely on there now, and lovely. So I guess we can start putting this back together. A little spot of oil in there for that to go in. And that is just a push fit onto there. There you go. One lovely little hand drill finished off. There's a bit of a mark on there. Could be where the paint's still a little soft. Perhaps I should have left it longer to dry. Had 24 hours. Anyway, I'm quite happy with that from what it was. That's a nice little addition to my little drills. I've got the other little hand drill up here. This is the other similar sized one, but that one didn't have anything on the back. Whether that was intentional, that there was nothing on there, or I don't know. There you go.